Beautiful. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to your weekly yoga practice. My name is Gail. Find a comfortable seat on your mat. You can sit cross-legged as we begin, or if you want to sit on your heels, feel free to do so. I am using a block to sit on because it just feels better for my lower back and I don't have to struggle to sit as tall. So if you have a block, blanket, bolster, any props, feel free to grab them. And of course, please feel free to modify any part of your practice today as it makes sense for you. Let's begin with hands on the legs. Actually, let's do this. Let's take your palms face up. Take your left palm on top of the right. Just let one hand sit comfortably on top of the other. As you continue sitting tall, closing the eyes. If you prefer to keep the eyes open, you can do that just gazing softly past the end of the nose at one point, right? So the eyes are either closed or open at one point. Just let yourself settle into your seat. All right, just beginning another new week. Let's let go of everything else. Just starting with a nice clean slate. So let the breath deepen. Continue sitting tall. Let the breath move in and out through the nose as best you can. Then lengthening the breath each time you inhale, each time you exhale. Softening the space between the eyebrows. And just let the breath help clear the mind. Right, thinking of using the breath as just a way to sweep the thoughts clean. Setting up a nice steady tempo, and giving it 3 more deep breaths right where we are. And letting the eyes gently open if they're not already. On an inhale, sweep the arms out to the side, lifting them up, then bringing the arms around front with the left hand on top of the right. Bring it in and let the hands again settle in toward the lap. Inhaling the arms out, reach out like you're gathering all the things towards you. Exhaling the hands back to the lap. Inhaling the arms out and around. Exhaling, bring them back in. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhaling, exhaling. Let's come onto our hands and knees, removing any props that we're sitting on, just putting them off to the side. Keep them close in case you need them while we move through our practice. And either tucking or untucking the toes here doesn't really matter. Just find what's comfortable for the knees. As you inhale, start arching the spine, come into a little cow pose. Let the eyes look up. Exhaling, round it down. Hollow out the belly as you press up between the shoulder blades, head down. Inhaling, arching. Exhaling, rounding it down. So the inhales take us to a gentle back bend. The exhales release us into a little cat pose. Good. Taking a few more deep breaths, matching the movement to your breath. Still keeping the breath nice and steady. Deep inhales, deep exhales. And after your last exhale, rounding, return to a neutral spine. Big inhale, pick up the right arm, reach up your fingertips to the sky. Exhale, thread the arm under the left side with your shoulder to the mat, head down. You're either looking toward the left, or rather you are looking toward the left, either letting your left arm slide up through the top edge of the mat, or if it feels good to do so, take the left arm, lifting it high, wrap it gently around the lower back, as long as that continues to contribute opening space. If it starts to feel like you're collapsing in the left shoulder, then release out, return to where we started. Unwrapping your arms, return to your hands and knees, setting up the other side. Big inhale, lift up the left arm. Exhaling, thread it under the right side. Head down, shoulder down, looking toward the right. Either let the right arm slide up through the top edge of the mat, or if it feels good and you're opening space, lift the right arm, wrap the arm around the lower back, and the fingertips just hook around the left leg. One more breath. Releasing it out again, returning to hands and knees. Spread the fingers wide, lining up the shoulders over the wrists. Start tucking the toes, down dog the hips up and back. And of course, in your first down dog, feel free to walk out the feet a little bit, bending the knees back and forth, stretching out the legs. On a big inhale, lift up the heels high. With an exhale, sink the heels back toward the mat, the shoulders away from the ears. On your next big inhale, let's take it forward to plank pose, lining up shoulders over the wrist. With little readjusting between the hands and the feet, bring it back to down dog, hips high, heels again toward the mat. Picking up the right leg, put a bend in the knee so the hip rolls open, head down, peek under the left arm. Maybe make circles with the right foot as you roll at the ankle joint or point flexing. Getting a nice hamstring stretch through the left side, left leg. Start slowing it down with the right foot. Drop the right hip, level off. Pull the knee to the nose, round it in so the shoulder's almost over the wrist again. Inhale the right leg up. Exhale, low lunge. Step the right foot toward the right thumb. Lower your left knee on the mat. One hand at a time to the right thigh, chest up. Lift the arms all the way overhead. Anjaneyasana, low crescent lunge. Drop the shoulders, maybe even making this a little more of a back bend if you want. Sweep the arms further back, not forcing it, of course. And lower down the hands. Return to down dog, step your right foot back. Big inhale, take it forward to plank. With your exhale, lower knees, chest and chin. Keep the elbows close. Untuck the toes, slide through Bhujangasana, cobra pose, elbows bending. Bring it back to your down dog, hips up and back. Switch up the sides, lift the left leg, put a bend in the knee so the hip rolls open. Keep the head dropping down, maybe peek under the right arm here. Making circles with your left foot if that feels good, just to get into the ankle joint. Right, loosening things up a little bit, but also working the muscles that help support the ankle joint when we do this. Slowing it down, drop the left hip, level off, pull the knee to the nose, round it in. Big inhale, the left leg up. Step to low lunge, foot to your left thumb, carry the foot up if you need, right knee to the mat. Both hands to your left thigh, chest up, drop the shoulders, Anjaneyasana, low crescent, sweep the arms high. Yeah, make sure the left heel stays anchored on the mat, look up if you can, and if you're going for the gentle back bend, reach the arms a little further back behind you. Give it one more deep breath. Let's lower both hands to the mat, this time stepping forward to the front of the mat. Fold over the legs with your feet about hip width distance apart. Let's actually separate the feet a little wider toward the edges of the mat. You're welcome, of course, to turn the heels in if that feels good and if that's going to help keep the heels anchored on the mat. Drop the sit bones down, coming into a brief squat. Bring the palms together at the heart, the elbows bracing the inner knees. Let's give it one more breath. Good. Lower the hands, lift the hips so you're in a forward fold. Head down, bring the feet slightly closer together again. Soften up the knees, roll up slowly to stand. Take your time as you uncurl, come all the way up. Drop the shoulders back, standing tall in Tadasana. Inhale, circle the arms around and up. Lift out of the waist as you reach overhead and look. Exhale, dive over the legs. Big inhale, chest up, maybe palms to shins. Exhaling, step the left leg back in low lunge. Step the right foot back to down dog, either holding or flowing through as you inhale to plank. Lower halfway chaturanga, you can drop the knees of course. Inhale to your back bend, cobra or up dog with straight arms. Returning to down dog, maybe take a child's pose if you choose. Let's take another deep breath or two. One more full breath. From your downward facing dog, soften through the knees, look forward, walk or hop the feet up to the front of the mat. Good, step the feet wide apart again toward the edges of the mat, drop the sit bones down, bend the knees deep, coming into a little squat pose, palms together at the heart. Lower your hands again to the mat, lift the hips up, forward fold, bring the feet in slightly closer together, roll up slowly to stand. Uncurl one vertebra at a time as you come all the way up. Drop the shoulders back, Tadasana. Inhale, circle the arms around and up, Urdhva Hastasana, look up. Exhale, dive over the legs. Lift up the chest on the inhale, maybe palms to shins. Stepping your right foot back in a low lunge. Step your left foot back to down dog. Again, you can hold your down dog or flow through, depending on the practice you want today. Okay, if you're flowing through plank, then exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, tops of the feet to the mat. Bringing it back to downward facing or child's pose. Let's give it a couple more breaths. One more full breath. And from your downward facing dog, soften through the knees, look forward, walk or hop the feet up to the front of the mat. Step the feet wide toward the edges of the mat. One last squat pose, bend the knees deep. Palms together at the heart, elbows to the insides of the knees. And drop the hands down, sit bones high, bring the feet slightly closer together, so not all the way. Head down, roll up one last time. Press down as you come all the way up. Drop the shoulders back, Tadasana. Keep the feet about hip width distance apart. Then as you inhale, sweep the arms up. Bend the knees deep, but bring the hips back. So we're coming into a modified chair pose, right? Let the tailbone lengthen so we're not sticking the tailbone out, right? We're not back bending. Draw the belly up and in. And if you peek down, you should be able to see your toes. If not, sit the hips back a little more. Make sure the toes touch down on the mat. Let's take one more deep breath in. Then dive over the legs, let it go as you release. Step your left foot back in a low lunge. Soften through the back knee, look forward. Coming coming into a high lunge. So let your fingertips graze the mat as you start lifting the chest. Soften the shoulders back. Keep looking forward for balance. Then press through the legs. Bring both arms up. High lunge. You can either keep a soft bend in the back knee or straighten it out. Completely up to you. See what feels good today. Bring both palms together at the heart. Keep the front knee bending nice and deep. Then bring your prayer to the right, coming into a modified twist. So the hips are still squared off to the front of the mat, right? While we're moving the upper spine and working the legs, working the outer right hip a little here. Come back to center, bring the arms all the way overhead again, leveling off. Warrior two, reach the arms out. Keep the front knee bending nice and deep. Let's add a triangle pose while we're here. Straighten the front leg, turn the arms, lower the right hand, lift the left arm up. Both arms actively reaching in both directions. Remember to soften the front knee so we're not locking the front knee. And of course, if you need, you can place a block under the right hand, right, if that's going to be a little easier of a stretch today. So we never want to struggle too hard, right? Some things are obviously going to be easier than others for us to do, but we should never be like really, straining is the word, right? No straining here. Take low lunge, bend the right knee, lower both hands, turn on the back toes. Down dog, step your right foot back. Good. On your next inhale, pick up the right leg. Bring the knee to the nose, round it in, shoulders over the wrist. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Step to low lunge, bring your foot toward the right thumb, lower the left knee. This time, straighten the front leg, coming into a half split pose. If you want to grab blocks here, you can. If you need to do so, take one more deep breath. Let's rebend the front knee, step forward to the front of the mat, fold over the legs, keeping the feet about hip width distance apart. Start to bend the knees nice and deep, lift the arms. Utkatasana, right? Modified chair pose. Lengthen the tailbone back, keep the chest up, drop the shoulders back. Let's give it one more, big inhale. As you exhale, dive over the legs, stepping your right foot back, low lunge. Soften through the back knee, look forward. Let your fingertips graze the mat as the torso starts lifting up. Then lift the arms up. High lunge. You can either maintain a soft bend in the back knee or straighten it out. Completely up to you. There's no right or wrong way. It's just what's right or wrong for you today, right? Palms together at the heart. Keep the chest lifted. Take your prayer to the left. So the hips still squared off to the front of the mat. Returning to center, lift the arms up. Warrior two, take both arms out. Right heel flat on the mat. Adding triangle pose, Trikonasana, straighten the front leg, turn the arms. Lower the left hand, lift the right. So feel the whole spine lengthen along the horizon. Soften the toes on the mat, chest up, right arm high, looking up if you can. One more deep breath. Take your low lunge, bend the left knee, lower the hands, turn on the back toes. Down dog, step the left foot back, shake it off a little bit. On your next inhale, pick up the left leg high. With your exhale, bring the knee to the nose, round it in. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, low lunge, foot to left thumb, right knee down. Half split, Ardha Hanuman, straightening out your left leg. Blocks if you need them under the hands. Give it one more deep breath. Start rebending at the left knee, step forward to the front of the mat, fold over the legs, feet hip width distance apart, chair pose, bending the knees, lifting the arms, dive over the legs. We're gonna add on to what we just did. Step your left foot back, low lunge, soften the back knee, look forward. All right, let the fingertips graze the mat as the chest starts lifting up, then high lunge, arms up. Palms to prayer at the heart. Find your twist to the right. Bring it back to center, arms overhead, leveling out. Warrior two. Bring it back out to the side. Reverse the warrior. Flip the right palm, lift up the right arm. Half moon pose, Ardha Chandrasana. Reach the right hand in front of the right foot. Block under the right hand if you need. Left leg lifted up off the mat. So when you start, you're looking straight down toward the mat in front of your right foot. Once you're stable here, the standing leg is nice and strong, so you're lifting away from the mat. Lift the left arm. Then start shifting your gaze toward the left. Look up at your left fingertips. Yeah, one more deep breath. Let's return to warrior two. Float the left foot back on the mat. Chest up, arms out. Let's go right into side angle pose this time. Bend the right elbow, elbow to the thigh. Sweep the left arm down, around and up. You can straighten the right arm if you choose. If you want to put a block under the right hand here, you can do that too. And if it feels good on the shoulders, maybe take the half bind, drop the left arm around the lower back. Yeah, chest up. Lengthen the tailbone down the back leg. Let's take one more deep breath. Good. Looking down toward the right foot, lower both hands to the opposite sides of your front foot. Turn on the back toes, low lunge. Step back to down dog, bring your right foot back. Shake it off a little, stretch it out. As an option, you can hold, or if you want to flow through, it helps to neutralize things here. Bring it forward to plank. Chaturanga, lower halfway. Inhale to your up dog. Exhale back to downward facing dog. Good, let's grab a brief child's pose. Lower the knees. Separate the knees a little wider than the hips, toes together. You can reach arms forward on the mat, or let the arms reach back behind you. Let's come back up to hands and knees. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog with the hips up and back. Lift up the right leg, inhale. Bring the knee to the nose, curl it in with the exhale. Inhale the right leg up. Exhale, low lunge, foot to right thumb. Lower the back knee. Half split pose. Hamstring stretch as you straighten the front leg out. Let's rebend the front knee, step forward to the front, fold over the legs, head down, feet hip width distance apart, looking like railroad tracks. Bend the knees deep, Utkatasana, arms up. Dive over the legs, letting it go. The right foot steps back in low lunge, soften the back knee, look forward, high lunge, arms up, drop the shoulders, palms to prayer at the heart. Find your prayer twisting a little to the left. Bring it back to center, arms up, centering out, warrior two. Look over the left middle finger. Reverse the warrior, sweep the left arm over. Half moon, Ardha Chandrasana, reach the left hand in front of the left foot. Use a block if you choose under the left hand. Right leg lifted up off the mat. Point your right toes away from you so it makes it a little easier on the standing leg. Lift the right arm high. Once you're stable here, you're set up. That's when you start to shift your gaze toward the right, looking up at your right fingertips if you can. Let's give it one more deep breath. Step back softly for warrior two. Bring your right foot back on the mat. Come up, arms out, Parsva Konasana, side angle, left elbow to the thigh. Sweep the right arm down, around and up. Yeah, you can keep the left elbow on the thigh or straighten out the arm, block under the hand if you choose. If you did so on the first side, take the half bind, wrap the right arm around the lower back. Good, chest up. Gaze past the right shoulder. Let's take one more deep breath. Start shifting your gaze toward the front foot again. Lower both hands to the mat, opposite sides of the left foot. Down dog, step your left foot back. All right, either shaking it off and holding here or flow through plank chaturanga. Bring it back to your down dog. Let's give it another deep breath or two. And switching up the sides, big inhale, left leg up. Pull the knee to the nose, round it in. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, low lunge, foot to left thumb, right knee down. Straighten the front leg, half split pose. Blocks if you need under the hands. Let's bend up at the front knee, step forward, fold over the legs, and with your feet about hip width distance apart. And hip width distance is approximately the space of 2 fists between the feet. Put a soft bend in the knees and just reach your hands to opposite elbows. Drop the head down. If it feels good, you can nod the head or shake the head yes, no, sway a little side to side. And just kind of letting everything roll right off. Let's switch the grip so the opposite hand will be on top. And let the arms again drop toward the mat, roll up slowly to stand. Press down, uncurl. Drop the arms down by your side, Tadasana. Let's do a little dancer pose, Natarajasana. Starting with your hands on your waist. You're going to shift your weight first to the right leg, bend the left knee, pick up your left palm, grab inside your left foot toward the ankle. So from behind, it's going to look like this, right? So your hand is on the inside. Bring the knees together, lengthen the tailbone down. All right, so facing forward, knees together, so we're not like out wide apart with the knees flaying out. Right, chest up, look past the end of the nose, lift the right arm all the way up. Start with a back bend, right? And maybe you're here today, but if you're working this a little deeper, kick your left foot into the left hand so you're getting the back bend. The left shoulder opens up back. And if you've gone this far, feel free to take it a little bit deeper. Reach the right arm all the way forward as your left leg continues kicking all the way up and back. So you're looking past the end of your right hand, looking forward, keeping the energy lifted. This is what's going to help keep your balance a little bit more stable. Take one more deep breath. Then slowly release it out as you come all the way up. Lower the right arm, lower the left foot, or shake it off a little bit. We'll switch the sides, return your hands to the waist, shift your weight over to the left leg, bend the right knee, and pick up your right palm, grabbing inside the right foot. So again, right, we want the inside grip, because if you're grabbing from the outside like that, the knee has a tendency to open out to the side. So we want to bring it in, right, knees together, tailbone down, looking straight ahead past the end of your nose. Right, lift out of the waist, lift the left arm, kick into your right hand, right? And again, maybe you're here without even the back bend, just balance on one leg. That's never super easy to do, so that's an option. Kick into the right hand, little back bend, or go full on into it. Keep kicking into the right hand, bring the left arm all the way forward so the left shoulder reaches in front of the right. Keep kicking. Watch the breath. Look forward. One more deep breath. Then slowly start releasing it out. Still breathing. Don't hold the breath. Left arm down, right foot down. Shake it off. There we go. Inhale, sweep the arms around and up. Exhale, dive over the legs. Again, with the knees softly bending, or maybe deeply bending here. Take your hands to opposite elbows, head down. All right, take the opposite hand on top, switch it out. And let the arms drop toward the mat. Start to lift up the chest halfway, maybe palms to shins, stepping both feet back into plank pose. Lower the right knee to the mat, spin the left heel flat, come into a modified side plank, sweep the left arm down, around and up. If you want to work this into a regular side plank, simply stretch both legs out, stack the left leg on top of the right. All right, give it one more deep breath. Returning back to center, go the other way, drop the left knee, right foot flat, sweep the right arm back around and up. Either hold here, or if you like the challenge, I know it's a Monday, go for it if you want. Stack the right leg on top. Keep it nice and strong, deep breaths, one more time. Returning back to center, lower the right hand. Let's meet in down dog. Good, bring your knees to the mat. Sweep the legs around front so you're in a seated position. We're just transitioning onto our backs. So when you get here, legs out front, bend the knees, roll onto your backs. Bring your right ankle above the left knee. Yeah, doing a reverse figure 4. Lift the left leg, interlace the fingers behind the left hamstring. Flex the feet, hug the left leg in. Yeah, so this is like a reverse pigeon pose. If and only if your knees are feeling good, you can work this a little deeper by interlacing the fingers on top of the left leg below your left knee. Yeah. I'm being completely attacked by my cat here. He's trying to eat my hair. Ooh, deep breaths. There is no cat, there is just the deep breath. Let's give it one more full breath. Good. Keep your feet exactly where they are. Let go of the hands. Let your arms drop out toward the sides like airplane wings. Bring your right foot over to the left side. So you're coming into a modified little twist here, right? Keep both shoulders on the mat as best you can. Turn your head to the right. Let's take one more deep breath. To center, bring both feet back to the mat, so unwrap the legs. We'll go the other way. Left ankle above the right knee, lift the right leg, hug it in, flex the feet. Feel free to be right here. If and only if the knees are agreeable, you can interlace the fingers on top of the right leg below the knee. So never putting direct pressure on a moving part, right? Not directly on the knee joint. Let's give it another deep breath. Keep your feet exactly where they are. Release the hands out to the sides. Bring your left foot to the right side. So you're coming into this little twist. Left arm dropping out. Turn your head if and when you can. One more breath. And coming back to center, release both feet onto the mat. Hug the knees in toward your chest. If it feels good, you can rock side to side, maybe take a happy baby pose if that's good for the hips or the back. Good. Let your feet return onto the mat. Bring the soles of the feet together so the knees drop out, coming into Supta Baddha Konasana, a nice reclining hip opening stretch. Either letting your hands rest on the legs, or maybe hands on the belly so you can stay tuned into the breath, or let the arms drop out with palms facing up. If you need, please use blocks or any kind of blankets or props under the knees if the hips are particularly tight here. We're just going to be here a few more deep breaths, but you shouldn't be unreasonably, right, uncomfortable. Again, comfortable is a very subjective word in yoga, but this should not be causing any kind of pain for sure. And if you want to even close the eyes for a few deep breaths, you can do that. And start to bring the knees back together again, hug the legs in. And certainly if you have an inversion practice, if you want to grab a quick little shoulder stand, Sarvangasana, lift the legs up, catch the lower back, bring the legs up toward the sky. If you are not going upside down today, that is quite all right. You can stay on your back. Bring the knees together, but walk the feet a little further apart. So we're actually releasing out the lower back. All right, if you are going upside down, just stay focused on your feet. If you're looking up there, you should only be looking up if you're doing shoulder stand. And if you have the knees together, doing the variation instead of the inversion, feel free to drop your knees off to the right, turn your head to the left, and bringing the knees back to center, go toward the left, look to the right. Good, come to center, hug the knees in. If you're in shoulder stand, start releasing out. And this is something we can all do together as a counter stretch. Whether you're in shoulder stand or not, extend the legs out on the mat. We'll do a little fish pose, little back bend, straightening out the legs. Bring the arms alongside the body, turn the palms face up, then lift the chest, drop the top of your head back on the mat. If you choose to do so, a nice option is actually using a prop, like a block or a blanket between the shoulder blades, right? If you want to do that as a supported variation, that way all you have to do is soften back on your prop. All right, nice heart opening stretch. Let's give it another deep breath or two, maybe 3. Let's start releasing out. Return onto your back. If you're using a prop, just roll to your side. Remove it from behind you. Hug the knees in. If there's any final little stretch or twist you'd like to take to release out any final kinks in the body, now is a good time to do that. All right, maybe windshield wiper the knees again. Maybe grab another little twist or anything that feels good for you. When you're ready, you've certainly earned it. Start coming into your Shavasana, your final relaxation today. Let the legs extend out on your mat. If you want to use any props here, you can roll up a blanket under the knees, which helps to release the lower back. You can use blocks to do the same thing behind the knees. A bolster. Good, let the feet separate a little so the toes naturally fall out toward the sides. Drop the arms out toward the sides, turn the palms face up, closing the eyes. Letting go of the breath a little bit, just returning to soft inhales, soft exhales. Just embracing a few moments of stillness. Feel the whole body just loosen on the mat, feeling fully supported by the mat underneath you. Begin lengthening the breath. Returning awareness to the body as you wiggle fingers, wiggle toes, maybe gently roll the head a little side to side. With a deep breath in, reach the arms overhead for a nice stretch. And hug the knees in toward the chest one last time. Roll slowly off to the right side. Keeping the eyes closed a little while longer, return back up to a comfortable seated position on your mat, bringing palms together with the heart. Soften your chin to your chest. Taking a moment as you once again reconnect to the breath. Revisiting your intention. And always taking a moment, honoring your efforts and honoring your practice today. You're welcome to join me chanting one Om to seal our class, beginning with a deep breath in, taking a deep breath out. Inhaling for Om. Om. Namaste.